Hey, what's up, Nick? My name's Steven. I spoke to you Friday morning. Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you three things you could do today to bring in more high quality fence installation and repair jobs to your business. Now, I know you're probably sitting there thinking, why would some marketing guy be doing this for free? Is there a catch? Well, here's the deal. Most fencing guys are out there way too busy doing jobs to really understand how the internet works. And maybe you've been through your fair share of marketing experts, in quotes, who really don't understand anything about your industry anyway. So, what I found is that by giving fencing guys a free blueprint of actual things they can take and implement, some of them end up saying, you know what, I like this guy, Steven. I'm just going to let him handle this technical stuff for me so I can just focus on what I do best. So, by the end of this video, if you can see that I have the technical know how to get you more high quality jobs, then shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or you can just take this free blueprint and tackle it yourself because that works for me too. But now let me jump in and show you three things that you can set your company above your competition. Now, the three things are content, citations, and backlinks. Two of these aren't really going to be relevant at this time unless you choose to get a website because you need a website for content and backlinks to be a thing. But you do have a Google business profile, but you could still, if you optimize that, even that alone can get you a lot of stuff, a lot more traffic. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this. First thing I'm going to go over is content, and you need a website for this to be applicable. And I know you're in Mooresville, but I'm using Charlotte because you're not too far, and Charlotte gets by far the most searches for fencing services around the entire area by far. So the number one competitor in the area is Allison Fence Company. And just to show you what they're doing, I've got a tool that I use called Ahrefs, and it's a couple $100 a month, but it gives me some behind the scenes views of what Google uses to rank websites. So their website, this Allison Fence, was in the past 30 days was found for 94 keywords, and they got over 500 clicks due to that, right? So this all has to do with content. So they've got, the reason for this is Google likes to see at least 1,500 words on the front page of a website. That gives you plenty of opportunity to put in keywords. So these keywords. These are the words that people are searching when they're searching for these services, right? So if you were to get a website, we could go into their keywords, which is taking a little while here. Okay. And we could find these location based keywords that are getting all this volume and getting them these clicks, and we could put them on your website, and we would put them on all these keywords. We'd find out how many times they're putting them on their website. And so, say they had some of the keywords on once, we'd put those same keywords on your site like 2 or 3 times, some 3 times, we'd put on 4 times. And we'd match all the keywords, put them on your site more times. That way, you dominate them and get pulled up first. You get found first for those keywords. So I'm going to jump right into citations because this is where you're actually relevant for. Now, when people search these terms, even though you don't have a website, you will show up in this section right here. And studies have shown that about 45% of people that are searching for terms, like for example, this fence company, Charlotte, North Carolina, uh, approximately 45% of people are going to click in this area right here. This has everything to do with your Google business profile. Now, most people believe to get ranked in this top three, it has to do with reviews, right? And if that was the case, you would be in the top three because you have more reviews than these top two. So that's not what is ranking these guys. It's not pictures or anything like that. It's citations. So a citation is your business's name, address, and phone number that's consistently listed in directories on the internet. So a directory, for example, like Yelp or Angie or White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook, they're all directories. You want to be in at least 300 to 400 directories. Now, we have access to tools that will show us what and how many directories each of these businesses that are in. But QC Fence Contractors, since they're on the top, they have the most citations. So we'd go in, see where they're getting citations, and match them for your business. And then, so say they have 250, we get you 350 or 400. You want to beat them out, get more than they have, so it takes them a long time to go ahead and catch back up to you, if at all. So, like I said, 45% of clicks are in one of these businesses, which is about 15% each, with the top spot getting a little bit more of that. So, again, this is, but underneath that, the map pack, this is your organic Google search results listing. Of course, you need a website for this, but this is the coveted site. This is a site that gets most of them. So as before, the map pack gets splits up the 45%. The number one site here is going to get 40% of all clicks here. And backlinks are the main driver here. So what are backlinks? It's other relevant websites linking back to your website. It's kind of like online referrals, right? And the more relevant that site is that links back to you, the better. So, for example, let's say you have a local blog page or a popular industry site linking back to you. This is what's going to help push you up in the rankings and get you customers. However, since you're a fencing guy, say a site like McDonald's is linking back to you, even though it's a popular site, it's got no relevance. It's not going to help you. Why? Because you guys don't sell burgers. You sell fencing and fencing supplies. So let's go ahead and go back to this tool here that I showed you earlier, where the number one competitor has 130 backlinks. Now, this is really good for businesses that have websites in Charlotte, because usually the top website here, especially for highly demanded services like fencing and stuff like that, they have thousands of backlinks, and it takes a while to catch up for them. But they have only 130 backlinks links pointing back to them. So if you were to get a website, we could actually go in here and see where they're getting their links from and match them. All of them, except not the ones that say spam here. That lets us know that these are not relevant sites. They're bad sites, and they're actually counterproductive, and they're actually hurting them. But despite that, they're still ranking number one. So we would get all the good ones. We wouldn't stop there. We would go to this page and find the top 3 to 5 ranking websites and go into their backlink profile and match all their backlinks. That would actually put you in that number one spot and would actually transfer all that traffic over to you if you had a website. So, what I just want you to understand at this point is getting more high quality jobs online, outranking your competition, and showing Charlotte and surrounding areas that you guys are the authority when it comes to these services in these areas. It's not luck, and it's not some magic trick. It's literally just a method. But I'm sure you probably don't really care that much about the website traffic, right? You care more about booking high quality jobs, growing your company, maybe getting some more family time. So let me show you what this means for your bottom line by actually getting all this done. Okay. So um, with just the Raleigh location, I tallied up all the searches that were made for people looking for services to purchase for fencing in the past 30 days, and it came out to 520 searches, right? So if this is 520 people, let's just do some really conservative math here and say really conservative, say only 5% of those are actually even convertible. That's 76 that's an extra 76 potential book jobs for your company every month. Now, let's just say you and be conservative again, only 40% of those closed. That would be an extra 30 jobs for your company on a monthly basis. What would this mean for your business? I mean, it would be growth. It would mean hiring more guys. Maybe you're not on the tools. I mean, it would be really good for your business. And more importantly, what would it mean if you didn't do this? I mean, where would you be in 6 months from now, right? So again, this isn't luck. This isn't some pie in the sky thing. This is exactly what happens when fencing guys get their online presence done correctly. All right. So just to recap what we covered today, the first thing is going to be content. You need a website so you can get content. You would want at least 1,500 words on your front page with the right kind of keywords and the right amount of keywords, right? So the second thing is going to be citations. So you want to be in at least 300 to 400 directories to rank above your competition in that map pack. And lastly, it's going to be backlinks, meaning once you get a website, you need more relevant websites linking back to your site to show Google and Charlotte and surrounding areas that you guys are the authority when it comes to fencing companies. So if you were to implement this, you could become number one. Now, you can take this free blueprint if you want and tackle it yourself. Well, I'm cool with that, like I said earlier. Or if you want to take the most effective route and save yourself some time, you can book a discovery call with me and we can find out. We can come up with a strict game plan to get you on top. Again, my name is Steven. I live right here in North Carolina. You can just reply back to this email or you can call me at 910-551-2006. But at the very least, I hope this was educational for you. And and I showed you a few things that you can go ahead and implement right now or soon to start claiming more high quality jobs and outrank your competition. At the very least that I just ask that you give me some feedback on this video. Let me know how I did. But other than that, I hope you have a great day, man, and I appreciate your time. Take care. Bye-bye.